case law out there. When I say case law, I mean written reasons by judges. So judges who have heard trials and given written decisions saying, this is what happened, this is who's responsible, and here's the compensation that's owed. There's written decisions that say you receive more compensation when it comes to non-pecuniary damages, so pain and suffering damages, depending on how invasive the sexual assault was. So the court has drawn some distinctions between, for example, intercourse versus masturbation. Intercourse is more invasive and generally speaking will lead to higher damages. So there's case law out there that supports that. I think that case law is wrong. We're looking for the right case to try and change that case law. And the reason is that those decisions don't match up with science or medicine. What we know is that how a sexual assault impacts someone does not have to do with how invasive it is. So we have clients who have multiple very invasive instances of sexual assault, and they will have a better outcome than somebody who has a single instance of less invasive. The reason for that is the outcome of a sexual assault is not just tied to how invasive it is. There are many more factors. You have to look at how vulnerable the person was at the time of the assault. You have to look at whether there was internalized homophobia, internalized shame. Did they get early treatment to try and address it? All of the social factors that are always swimming around, how we perceive sexual assault can be far more impactful than the assault itself. And that's something, when we talk to psychiatrists and we explain that to them, they're very confused because that's not how it works. You should receive compensation based on how it's impacted your life, not based on what the act was. And if it impacted you more, you should receive more. If it impacted you less, you should receive less. Now, that's not to say that people who have less invasive forms of assault receive a small amount of compensation. That's not the case. You can still receive very substantial compensation if it had substantial impact on you. But the court will unfortunately still look at how invasive was the abuse when they're trying to decide what a fair number is.